You're listening to Man Time.
I love football. Hello, and welcome to the first edition of Man Time with me, the handsome Jack Howard. You can't see me, it doesn't matter. The lovely Dean Dobbs. Is that your contribution?
That's my introduction.
Okay. Dangerous Daniel Layton.
Hello.
The lovely Tom Bown.
Hello.
The same faces, Mike Trueman and Jacob Trueman.
Hey up. Hi.
I don't think Jacob.
Yeah, I'm a lot less
that.
enthusiastic about
I
that
think it's
particular
great
moniker.
because it's a catchline. It's
For those who aren't aware,
catchphrase.
Mike and Jacob are twins, and they are literally identical.
Yeah.
Straight up.
They are the same person,
And something that.
so it almost makes their existence pointless.
We were having this conversation yesterday. If it was like a post-apocalyptic world where I can't even remember what it was, like apes ran the system and like the twins came out.
Sure.
Mad Max.
So Planet of the Apes.
Mad Max, and it just became this whole discussion about post-apocalyptic Britain. If the twins came out, they'd hold them in each hand and say, "Well, these are the same." Weigh them up, chop one over the shoulder. That's it.
You know what else is something that Paul,
Or worship us as gods.
Well, yeah, no.
I'm just glad we don't live in a post-apocalyptic landscape then. Because
Well, you say that.
Let's all take a moment.
these decisions never come up. We can just live as twins. I'm just glad of that.
Something that Dan pointed out as well is that even though they are identical, Jacob kind of looks like.
Joe McElderry. Jacob looked
Oh,
almost
yeah.
exactly like that. Joe McElderry. And the weirdest part is that his identical twin brother doesn't. I don't get it.
It is very
What
weird.
if
Women?
you guys married identical twins?
That would
be a
fucking
mind
crazy.
fuck.
That
Someone
would
in the
be-
world has had to have done that.
Yeah.
I guarantee it's not going to happen.
Well,
How can you guarantee that?
You know,
What
if
if
it
it's
did,
fate?
You know, if it happened, like if we were at a real Man Time on a Tuesday and you two just brought your freaky twin girl.
All right. How much you
I'm
betting?
pretty sure
All
I'd
right.
just straight
How
just
much you
throw
betting?
up
How much are you
everywhere.
betting that I will not marry the twin?
We're gonna have a bet
sex?
right now, aren't we?
Yeah. Let's
What
have a
if?
bet.
Like, you just don't know.
Can we bet that he will never marry?
See, you know what? I'm putting my foot down right now. This is the first episode, and I am not going to be the whipping boy of this group. All right? All right?
We're already deeming you the Carl Pilkington
This
of
is
Man.
fuck you.
Sorry,
This
you're
is
gonna get the TV
this is
show
the
out of it.
first statue of man time. Jacob is not the whipping boy. Okay. Bown is.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly.
well, that's
Bound might
not
not be
fair.
here much longer.
Why not? Why not?
Let's,
He's
let's
moving
make
to
fun of
London
him.
to work at Beats.
Maybe.
oh,
Not
shit.
sent stone yet. I haven't.
Well, from the producer's point of view, that will make it easier on
because
the
there's only
mic.
5 people. Yeah.
Yeah, there's only
Get out.
You're all doing us a favour.
You might as well just go. Why have you turned up?
Simply Bown. Fuck off.
Just so, like, people don't think we're a bunch of narcissistic
Douchebags.
fuck buckets. Can we explain how Man Time came about in some way?
sure.
We should.
Okay.
Who would like to give that a go?
I think it.
Go
belongs
on,
to
Jacob, to
Trueman.
prove you're not the whipping boy.
Right, okay. We all know this guy called Bing, and he started Man Time because he wanted a weekly night out he could have with his friends. And because he's probably the biggest hipster I know, everything he does has to be ironic.
Do the impression.
Okay? And because he's like the antithesis of manliness, he was like, let's call it Man Time! That's so good!
Very good.
It's
Because
like he's
he's-
in the room with us.
he's
and for
like-
the listeners, he could be.
He's like a stringy stick insect of a man. And so he was like, let's call it Man Time.
Gets
So
lots of girls though.
No. Does he?
interrupt my story to be like, that Bing.
I'm just saying. I'm
Can't
I'm
believe
jealous
all
of
that
him.
poon he gets.
Yeah, anyway.
Did you genuinely just use the word poon? It's
I'm so sorry.
2011.
Continue, Jacob.
Anyway, so yeah, Bing came up with this thing. It became kind of an institution within our little friendship circle. And it's been going on ever since, every Tuesday.
Yeah,
and it was
we've always said these conversations are funny enough to be put on the internet.
yeah, and it was only like 2 weeks ago.
Not that we're like egotistical or anything.
No, we're
But
just
anyway,
arrogant
shape
enough
or
that we
form.
think us talking is hilarious enough for you to want to listen to.
Well, the thing
Talents
is,
right here.
most like drunken pub conversations that end with "we should do that, we should totally do that" never happen. We went, "Let's do a podcast," and then the next day we're in a fucking recording studio. Just going working it out.
But
I
the thing
suppose.
is, it was like one of those moments where we were like, we should do a podcast. And then we kind of all started to join hands.
Yes. And then we
A
were
light
to get
shined
kicked out.
down from above, and then this woman who was hanging out with a bunch of transvestites came over and told us off. She did. True story.
That is actually what happened. The only woman who was hanging out with a bunch of actual transvestites came over and told us to be quiet.
And to stop swearing. I think his logic is, if you're liberal enough that you don't have to hang out with a load of transvestites, then complaining about swearing in a pub at night time
That's
what
is
I'm
just a bit
saying.
odd.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
fair
ridiculous.
enough.
Bound.
I love
I'm
that the most
flipping you
amazing
all off.
part of what happened. built to a crescendo. We're having this conversation. We're being hilarious, as we are. And then it all just came to a head, and I said, and quote, Hagrid's dad is tiny, Hagrid's mum is massive. That is some fucked up porn. And then this woman puts her hand on my shoulder. I'm a bit upset that was what was the catalyst.
Speaking of Harry Potter,
We've taken us 7 minutes to get to Harry Potter. This is a record.
This is it. That's
This is
good.
it. 7 minutes.
Speaking of Harry Potter, we've had some very interesting conversations
Oh,
around that
God.
subject, and we're going to have them for your entertainment right now.
We're just going to relive them.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
Because they're always funny.
Easy listens,
Yeah.
really.
I think it's
Harry
important
Potter.
to say at this point that because we are the least manly people, as you can probably tell if you see the picture that we're
on.
displaying alongside these.
I'm not.
Shush.
I'm not.
We
I'm
are the
not. I
least
think I'm
manly
quite
men, and the topics
I'm not
for that night
non-manly.
range from Glee.
Oh,
I
yeah.
believe Lady Gaga was
Oh,
another
yeah.
discussion.
I'm a punk rock fan, and I'm manly.
Say that.
No.
That's
You
Mike, by the
are
way,
a
not
fan of
Jacob.
Blink 182.
You're a
So
year
are 14-year-old
seven
girls.
grunger.
Look, hang
Doesn't
on.
make you manly.
So these like 12-year-old girls who sit in the fucking corner of the room going, ooh, listening to Marilyn Manson and Rammstein. That doesn't mean that Marilyn
Plus-
Manson and
Does
Rammstein are
anybody
hot.
listen to Marilyn Manson anymore?
I bet Marilyn Manson.
Marilyn
Evanescence
Manson
have got a
doesn't
new
listen to-
CD out.
No.
No one's heard it, have
Who?
they?
God,
Evanescence.
What
I
I'm
loved
saying.
Loved. No, sis
loved
loved
them.
it.
I was watching, ironically enough, a Harry Potter walkthrough for the Order of the Phoenix video game because I was stuck. I couldn't find everything in Myrtle's bathroom. Bugger. But anyway, I'm watching this walkthrough and it's set to Evanescence, and I'm like, literally, about 10 years ago, I thought this was the shit. It's not.
But there's some things
They
that
have any art now.
there's some things we
Sweet,
pointed
isn't it?
out.
Oh, sorry.
There's some things we pointed out about Harry Potter that no one seems to have thought of before.
Or
It
if
might
they
be us
have, they're
being
keeping it to
narcissistic.
themselves.
It might be us just thinking we've thought this, and
Yeah.
in the world, no one has
Probably
had
is.
this conversation. But in the Philosopher's Stone, we were first introduced to Lord Voldemort. He's on the back of someone's head. Spoiler alert. But
Been 13
he's,
years.
he's underneath a turban.
Hmm.
But surely he must have had a conversation with that guy.
Because he's a teacher. He's got to mark essays and stuff like that, hasn't he? He's got to be talking to him.
Yeah, not enough time is spent on the actual administrative side of Hogwarts.
Right.
When you
No.
think about
I'm
it.
disappointed by the lack of registers.
This does not follow regulations. What if there was a fire?
Where is the assembly point at Hogwarts? Like, these are things that J.K. Rowling claims to know this stuff. I want to see evidence of it.
It's in
I
the
really wanna
Forbidden
see a map.
Forest. I would wager it.
It's alright.
But back to Quirrell.
Yeah,
Yes, back to Quirrell. There's one. I talked to Dan about this before. There's one bit in Philosopher's Stone where it's winter, and they say that the Weasley twins get in trouble for making snowballs bounce off the back of Quirrell's turban again and again and not stop. So that means that they were just hitting Voldemort in the face.
What a shit!
This fucking hurts. Put them in detention.
That explains why one of the Weasley twins got owned in the last
Yeah. Throw snowballs at me. I'm on a cutoff.
Sorry, you murdered someone. Pone. Sorry.
It does show how good. Here we go. Here comes the Voldemort conversation.
Yeah.
How good a villain Voldemort is. How much crap he's endured. I think he's actually suffered more than Harry has this entire
He's
time.
justified.
He is. He just
It's
does
like
not
double-
take no for an answer.
It's like double jeopardy. If you take that much shit, you can give it out.
Yeah, exactly.
But in the last film, I would have loved him to say, "You remember that time you threw snowballs at the back of Quirrell's head? That was me."
Now I kind of look like a snowball.
What I love about Voldemort and how much he loves killing is how much he seems to
What
love
sentence?
to take time over the killing curse itself. Because in when you first meet him in the fourth film, the first time he really mutters about a cadavra, whoops, I said it out loud. He takes he's not got enough time because Harry's already started to say Expelliarmus, so he's got to get it out there. So it's kind of like Cadabra. But then over the course of the next 4 films, he just surely he could run away at this stage.
Yeah, I was.
He says it slower and slower
Yeah.
each time he says
I was
it.
saying when we were at the pub, he was like explaining that he was going, "Avada," and this like you could create a port key in that time. Just be like, "Avada," that's
Or
it, bye.
if we're not abiding to the laws and just making a joke, Harry could just get a gun out, start loading it,
Possibly.
aim it at his
No,
face.
no, Jack,
That's the
Jack,
stupidest thing I've ever heard, you sympathetic loser.
Horcruxes, you idiot.
Yeah.
You forgot that his Death Eaters are around him.
Why are there even bananas in the car? What are you on about?
That's a bit of an in-joke.
Yeah.
But what we were saying about Quirrell having Voldemort on the back of his head, we were having these mundane conversations, like between everything you see in the film, if he's marking papers, just like you just hear, What are you doing? Marking papers. Do you need to know? Let me see. Why?
What about when Quirrell went to the toilet?
Gross.
Like number one must just be awkward in general. Just like, right, I'm going to the toilet now.
So
Okay.
you hate it when
Silence.
anyone is not attached to the back of your head talks to you when you're going to the toilet.
Well, I'm just saying, it's got to be a lot worse.
Totally.
Like, as well, when he's doing number twos, he's sitting down, and if he just like leans back,
Stop it, Quirrell! Stop it!
When you think about this, there's never really any talk of bathrooms in Hogwarts outside of the prefect's bathroom.
And Merlin Myrtle.
His is just a toilet.
Yeah.
Moaning
Yeah.
Myrtle
No,
was a
there's the ones
pervert.
in.
Why do the prefects get their own bathroom? Like you said, you're a prefect. It's just like a big hot tub that you're shirtless in. Isn't
You're a prefect. You're 15 now.
Moaning Myrtle was a fucking pervert though, because when Harry went into the Triwizarding tournament and he had Triwizard whatever, and he had to hold that egg underwater to get the clue, Moaning Myrtle was perving on him.
But why did he go in naked?
Good
I've just
point.
never. He didn't need
She was
to.
like,
The acting.
Accio.
He was like, while I'm here, I might as well have a nice bath. Didn't you put all like the soaps in and everything as well? All the different bath
The
salts?
fact is, though, if this is the only bathroom with a full-on bath, from year 1 to year 5, when you can potentially become a prefect, and for some people, 7 years, it must fucking stink.
they probably have a
that's
spell
why
for it.
I must clarify.
Maybe
Purify.
That's it. They pick the smelliest kids. You know, you need it. Come on, be a prefect.
That's
probably why Neville-
leave her alone.
I must clarify. We're not going to talk about Harry Potter every week.
No.
No, we're not going to do that.
We
Somehow
I
we
still
trouble
want to talk
them
about
out.
more stuff about Quirrell, like even more mundane things he must have done, like giving back exam papers. Just gives them back to Harry. I killed your dad. What was that, Quirrell? I said your grades are bad. Shut up, Voldemort.
Voldemort and Quirrell, the double act.
Yes.
They should have.
You like to talk about how bad Ron is at putting his shirt on, don't
Oh
you?
my god!
Oh.
There's a beautiful moment, and I was pointing this out by my friend Chloe. When they've just dived off the dragon into the water, and they're getting out and having a conversation about how they're going to get to Hogwarts because it's where the Horcruxes are. And Hermione pulls out of a bag a change of clothes for the boys, and they're changing. Harry's pretty much a pro, puts his shirt on quite well.
He's
And
been
then
doing
Ron-
it for about 18
yeah,
years.
he has, yeah. And then Ron, who supposedly has also been putting on clothes for 18 years. Messes it up so badly. He takes the whole scene, which is a good 2-3 minutes long, trying to put this shirt on, and he still doesn't manage it. His hands a lot, and then he puts the head the wrong way, and it's just it's if you can.
I think it was.
Okay, now, so those of you who have seen the film will know that this is a scene where they're all taking their clothes off and they're shirtless, and we're waiting for Hermione to maybe take a shirt off. Everyone is looking at Hermione. We're all waiting, and she doesn't do it. We're all disappointed. Dan, meanwhile, is just staring at the ginger kid.
I'm thinking, why can't he get on his clothes?
This is a disgrace. Why did not David Yates do this again?
Why did not David Yates? That was a really strange way.
Why did Grammar not
Grammar
form in brain?
Speaking of Ron, there is also that bit at the end of Goblet of Fire, isn't there?
Oh, this is something that I fucking.
dick.
Oh, the thing is about with this movie, it's got a perfect ending. A zoom in on Harry. Dumbledore's doing an amazing speech. It cuts to black. Voldemort has returned, and Cedric Diggory has died. It then cuts to everyone leaving Hogwarts, looking quite happy. Ron jumps over a wall and says, "Do you ever think we'll have a normal year at Hogwarts?"
No, Ron, fuck off!
Someone's just died.
And Voldemort, the most darkest evil wizard, has returned, and you're asking if we'll ever have a normal year at Hogwarts. Oh my god.
Answer's probably no, isn't it?
I just say.
So, have you guys seen startup videos
Yes.
where there's some rich guy who's
Yeah,
like, "Oh, hey, this is Blade Fury 47. I'm doing a review of a comparison MacBook and iMac. It's the new versions of both, so we're going to turn them on and see which one starts first." And then if the iMac
I wish you could
takes
see his
5
face.
if the iMac takes 5 more seconds, he's like, "Well, just shows you done it."
I'd like to point out this as well. This is something I really want to say. Dan over here has pointed out something brilliant.
It's true.
That when the twins argue, it's like watching one schizophrenic person go mad.
It's what they see in their head.
What is your problem?
One of-
What is your problem?
I'm tired of being a unit. I want to be my own person.
One of the most surreal things I've ever seen in my life was at we mentioned Bing before, one of his parties. He had a strobe light At one point, me and one of my friends were sitting on the sofa, and Mike and Jacob, the twins, they just come in and they start having an actual fist fight underneath this strobe light, and it was so dark, and it was just so weird.
Trippy.
People like the person you're describing who's like really fucking polar opposite, who fucking hates Macs. I used to be that guy, but it wasn't because I didn't like the product. It was simply because of the way that they are designed, the way that they look. I really just don't like that. I really don't like the
Still, you still don't like that.
That's what I love.
I
About
still
it.
don't
I
like
think
that.
they're
I still
gorgeous.
don't like that. But you know,
But it's people that try Macs for the first time, and then they go, I don't like it. And then they give stupid examples like the X is on the other side. And it's just like, well, that's just a little change.
That's an operating system.
And stuff like that.
You know when you
And
change
it's not
from your
Control
Nokia
C,
to your
it's
Sony
not,
Ericsson.
It's not Control C, it's not Control V, it's Command V, it's Control. Yeah, but
It's
that's
the
something
same
that's
thing.
something that Mac invented and then PC took.
That's
Right.
speaking of
Same
things
like the
that Mac
graphic user
invented,
interface. Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that Mac invented that PC stole, the Mac or PC ad campaign.
Yeah.
It gets on my nerves how PC just completely missed the point.
Yeah.
Like Macs were just going, you can have both. We very much are similar. PCs are just sometimes a bit more clunky and a bit more.
Yeah.
You have to do stuff with it, and then PCs are like, oh no, I'm a PC. Windows 7 was my idea.
Well, there's an advert that you
No, it
brought up on
wasn't,
Twitter
was it?
once where they
Oh,
just
yeah.
take over a woman's house and just turn it into a shop.
I don't care what you
Apple
say.
wouldn't do that.
That is apocalypse right there. The day when Windows starts breaking into people's houses and forcing people to upgrade to things they don't understand. It's like they filled her living room with 16,000 other computers.
And
I'm
she
like,
was fine
pick
with it.
one. They could have just put, is it a Sony Vio or something like that? Vio. We just put that in the middle of the room and go, that's better than that piece of shit over there.
Furthermore, not only did she, I assume that because they, destroyed her house to create this fucking shop, you would have thought they'd give her the computer for free. This girl shouldn't have been allowed it to happen. She's an idiot. She picked the cheapest thing in there.
But it's not just adverts like that happen. Like that's just taking like someone just is in your property and then you just go, oh my god, this is weird. But it's other things like Sill It Bang, where the woman's just in her garden going, you would get whiter. Think, what the fuck are you doing here?
The fact that someone probably like it. I think one of the older adverts, it was sort of the same thing for the Windows stuff about upgrading and stuff. I think it was someone's friend told them about it, told Microsoft or whatever. That scares me a little bit. Someone's felt the need to email Microsoft and go, my friend is a Mac user. and just the fact that Microsoft were like, right, the only thing we need to do is we could just send a letter. No, we're going to break in. We're going to turn her living room into Curry's.
I do think as well, this thing, some people are just, and I'm going to say it, uneducated, because when the riots were happening, there's this beautiful picture of a comet that has just been completely wiped out. No TVs, no computers, nothing, except for TV stands. They don't want a stand to put their stolen TV on. And they've left a huge 27-inch iMac. They've left the most expensive thing in there.
I don't get it
because it has one mouse button. That's the only way I can
I swear,
Looks complicated.
I swear that some people in the riots took things just so that they could get security cameras and be a meme on Tumblr. Someone stole a snake.
Someone stole a bag of basmati rice.
Yeah.
What's that about?
They stole that simply so the security camera would catch them. They would become a meme on the internet.
Maybe it was to feed their starving family, Dan.
Yeah.
Maybe they should be honest citizens.
Okay.
Bown.
Okay. What?
Maybe everyone involved in the riot should kill
Thing
themselves.
is, so far
Bound.
for the last 15 minutes, we've been talking about Macs, and I'm just sitting here, just like I'm a PC.
But that's good. You just took it.
Yeah, I did.
Took it.
I bent over and I took that.
It's
Mac.
like a what's called my mum. She went to a
What's it
It's
called?
like, what's
My
my
mum.
mum?
That's what we said.
Shut up.
that woman?
Shut up. Right, she went to this dinner and for a company.
Sorry, that's really funny.
She went to this dinner for a company, and there was this woman completely slagging off dyslexic people all the time. And then, halfway through, my mum just dropped it in, just went, oh, my son's dyslexic. And you just saw this woman's face go fucking white. And I just would have loved to have been in that room when that
Yeah, so
happened.
you could be like, hello.
I'm not sure what that had to do with what we were talking about before.
Neither am I, but I felt the need to talk, seeing as you guys have been dominating for so fucking long.
I think Dean has just...
I need to tell you something about something genuine that happened today whilst
He's
I was
had-
doing my washing.
I think...
Oh wow, this is going to be good.
It's really good, and I promise this is 100% genuine. This is what happened. I used the washing machines there for the first time ever today, because I've usually taken it to my mum and get
You mean courts?
No,
Oh
of course.
my
I live at
God, you-
Aqua House.
Get your
Ben.
mum to do your washing for you?
Boom.
Ah.
Anyway, I haven't been outside that much. I'm a Mac user. Anyway, so I had to go there, put my washing in, and a guy with a Sonic t-shirt, Sonic the Hedgehog t-shirt comes in. I went, hello. Nothing. I was like, he looked straight at me, did not reply. I was like, oh, okay then. So I thought, get out of this room quick. And it went in. Then I came back, I said hello again. He's sitting there reading, is it Aragon?
Aragon.
Aragon, the dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aragon.
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 I don't know. I don't know.
Who cares? Anyway,
Doesn't matter, he was reading something.
he was reading this book. I said hello. He looks at me again and said nothing. I was like, okay.
Not even a
And
smile.
then, no, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Oh.
He was wearing his little Sonic shirt and reading a dragon book. And
You know if you tell me he's deaf.
no. It's better.
Better than
and
being
so
deaf.
I thought, okay. Oh, and then as I was walking, I was like, oh, there's a dryer, so I'll put that in. And didn't really think. I thought I had to come back here for him again. So I put it in. 50 minutes. Came back. I said hello, and he went, "I'm not gay."
That is fantastic. Very good.
I promise you that happened about an hour and a half ago.
Wait, what was your reaction? What did you do to that?
But me?
Yeah.
I just went, and just took my tried boxing out and left.
I'd have just turned around, carried on putting my stuff in my basket, and then about 2 minutes later, gone, that's a shame. Which one of you is the big Lady Gaga fan?
That's me.
Oh.
Welcome to man time.
He said that
Would
so
you-
proudly.
would you?
Well
I've
done.
People
I
always
have
ask me.
friends.
People say to me, Jacob, do you have any guilty pleasures? And I say no, because I'm not ashamed of any of my interests. All right.
He was born this way.
I was exactly.
Okay, no, but
As Mother Monster would say.
Oh, you know,
I
you
have-
didn't.
no.
Sorry, I beg your pardon, Bam, but you didn't just refer to her
I
as
think
Mother
I
Monster.
did.
I have a
actually.
friend-
I
Because
don't
it's
even
different
do
to
that
hands.
about Janet Jackson.
what would you call Janet Jackson?
Janet Jackson and or
No, you
Janet.
don't.
No, you called her Janet.
Yeah, as most of her fans would, but I didn't fucking call her. I don't know.
Michael Jackson's sister.
Yeah. Well, like Mother Monster.
Sister Jackson.
Oh.
But my point is, I have a friend. I want to know. I have another friend
No
on this
way.
podcast who is a very big Lady Gaga fan. Would you, like him, pay about 300 quid for a USB stick of her first album, of which
my
only
God.
100 were made?
No.
I have a friend who has spent literally thousands of pounds on Lady Gaga related merchandise, has dressed up to go to Lady Gaga concerts, dressed up as Lady Gaga for Halloween. And it's really frightening.
It
And
would've
he's
been-
like, should I
This
pay?
friend, this unnamed friend, is it you?
Oh, is it Lady Gaga?
It's not me because it's someone who has a job.
Could you imagine if Bown has been friends with Lady Gaga this whole time and just not realised?
We're just sitting there going, oh my god, we've been making fun of him for so long.
Boun's just sitting there with his iPod just going, oh, by the way, this is Leanne. Hello.
Sitting
But I
there.
Leanne has an interesting choice in headgear.
I love that he said that he went out for Halloween dressed as Lady Gaga, but Lady Gaga could just go out on Halloween and just go, I'm not who you think I am.
She probably just goes out wearing like a pantsuit. And just like trick or treat.
Cardigan and jeans. Really fucking wrong.
Put your paws up. No, seriously, put your paws up. Get the gun out.
The gun's covered in sequins.
I watched a TED video, and it's basically, shut up, Jacob.
I'm sorry. I just want to say this. Every time Michael has an opinion, it's always prefaced with, well, I watched a TED video.
Right. So I watched a TED video, and it was about these people who were trying to figure out ways to stop malaria spreading in like developing countries. And what they thought of is, we'll just shoot them with lasers. And that's what they did. They set up these
Shoot
boxes.
malaria. No, you mean shoot the mosquitoes.
Shoot the mosquitoes that spread malaria. And around like high importance like buildings, like hospitals and things like that, they basically had a grid of boxes that have lasers in it. And whenever a mosquito comes through, it identifies it as a mosquito and shoots its wings off. Like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw this
And
video.
it differentiates between mosquitoes and other insects and everything like that. And if we can do that, we can, like, they apparate near us. They fly in with the broomsticks. Some sites go, eep, Just kill them all. I personally think that if the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse came back, we'd give them a run for their fucking money.
I know. When you say TED, you
Bring
mean
on the
TED as
rapture.
in the company that does talks.
Yeah,
but for some
technology,
reason-
entertainment, and design.
Yeah, when you first said TED, I thought of like Fred's brother who works in a comic shop and has kind of a weird moustache.
There you go. There's a topic. The Rapture. When's that happening? That's next
Oh, no,
year or
that's
this year, isn't it?
No, it
22nd.
was happening earlier, but the guy rescheduled it.
Yeah.
For when?
Oh no, I got it wrong.
October
sorry.
31st.
All right.
Oh, Halloween.
Wow,
That's
really?
convenient.
Wow.
I
That's
think-
cool.
no,
I
the thing
think
is, anyway.
The funny thing is it?
It's definitely
came-
in October.
Do you know? Can everyone remember a few months ago when he said, "Well, it's going to end now," and everyone was like, "Oh, you're a dickhead," like that.
It was Tom Scott's day out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
it
basically
was,
it.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I came back from work, and I was like, oh, the world's not ended, shit.
And basically, he went, "Oh, I was wrong. It's actually on the 31st of October."
I forgot
So
to carry the one.
We've got another opportunity to just
We've
go,
got a reprieve.
You're a dickhead! Again.
You know,
And
you
I'm
know what
just
the
so-
best thing about all that was? When it didn't actually happen, he was like, I'm shocked. and then he said, well, actually, when you think about it, I think the world ended in spirit. And everyone was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You fucking moron!
You know, if it ever did happen, and
The world ending.
well, I mean, in the fashion that he says, where the former apocalypse. Like,
No,
hey.
he's an evangelical Christian, so he believes that basically all the chosen people, their clothes will be left behind because there's no clothes in heaven. That's the way it works.
Of course.
Oh, they all go up to heaven.
But you
Don't
can't look
wink
at each
at
other
me.
'cause if you do, you're a
Okay,
sinner.
well, if that happened then, but if it happened, because he's wrong about everything, so it might be even worse than what he says. Like clothes, 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. That ever happened? I'm not being funny, but if I'm in the street when that happens and they just emerge in the middle of Wilfort Road, and that's the street I live on. They just emerge. I know I'm gonna die. You know what I'll be thinking? That is so fucking cool. That is the coolest
I wonder
thing.
if
That's
I've got
better than
enough
Avatar.
time.
You know what'd be hilarious?
I wonder if I've got enough time to tweet about
Yes.
this.
You know,
Quick.
I've lived through, as have you, seeing as we're all of a similar age, a fair few end of the world. Do you remember in 2006 when the goths thought the world was going to end?
Also
The
in
goths.
Also
Yeah,
in
no,
The
2006.
goths, like teenage goths, were like, oh my
Strong.
god, the world's going to end, so I'm going to wear my most gothic clothes. And like that was on the 666.
Yeah.
6666.
yeah.
And it didn't happen. I woke up the next day. I was like, okay, I guess. And I lived through another one. Probably, touch wood, gonna live through yet another one. And then supposedly, according to the Mayans, and these guys put up the most convincing argument.
Yeah, they do.
Purely by just not finishing a calendar.
Yeah.
They got to the 22nd of December 2012 and went, oh, my wrist's hurting, I'll do that tomorrow.
It'll probably end by then.
That was what it was, though.
But-
They were just like,
That is exactly 1 week before my fucking birthday. I am furious about it. So I've only got one more birthday, according to the bloody Mayans.
at least it's not on your birthday.
But who was in 2012?
John Cusack.
I don't want to hang out with him on the last day.
No, you'll be dead.
Oh, okay, good.
You aren't going to be
It's
the
like the
ones
day
in
after
movies.
tomorrow. It made me want to move to Australia.
Because
They're
everything's
fine down there.
Are they?
Yeah, if you look at the end of the day
No.
after tomorrow, it's like, oh, look at the. Have you ever seen the Earth this clear? The entire northern hemisphere is fucked up. Australia,
I didn't see
I'm
that.
in the mood.
I didn't see that. So everyone in Australia just like, oh no.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do?
Oh,
Poor guys up there. What about the X Factor?
Just going.
What's that gonna be? Jesus.
Just like what's it?
Danny Minogue got out at the right time.
Save Danny Minogue!
What
Okay,
happened?
guys, if the end of the world did happen,
Right.
how would we want that to come about? What's the most
Suffocation by boobs.
I'm more of a
Sounds
start
good.
raining
That sounds
from the
terrifying.
Yeah.
If
Well,
the
no,
world comes to
no.
an
I
end,
think like boobs that aren't attached to anything would be pretty gross. I think it would have to be like naked women who just start popping up and like it gets too close and then we
a
just
bit like a version of that Lynx advert.
kind of.
Or these
That is the
angels
most
stuff.
monstrous
But the thing is, he came out with that immediately, which means he's
He's
thought about
thought
it.
about that.
If the world
I
was going to
don't
end,
know.
how would I want to do... Boobs. I like boobs.
I'd really rather, if I'm honest, the world didn't end.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying if we had to pick, so
We've
it's
got
like your
way
turn.
more than.
I want it to end with a massive show tune. I just wanted to get all of us just dancing in the street.
Everyone dances.
And it
Come on,
goes
come on, come
da da da. I like that.
So this was the first episode of Man Time.
We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed making
Make
it.
sure you tweet us at Mantime Podcast.
That's true. Or you can
And-
email us with any suggestions for what you want to hear us
Mantime.
ramble on about.
Oh, right,
It's mantimepodcast@gmail.com.
Send us your emails, send us your discussion topics, and we will talk about them in
All
a
lowercase.
stupid fashion.
Yeah.
See you next week.
Love you.
Also, you can
We
call
are the
in.
human race!